I don't know what I'm doing. Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Zoe and I hope that you are well. I've been slacking. There's just not been the motivation to film, and now I've found a smidgen, a little bit of motivation. Just wanted to have a little heart to heart, a little share of what's going on in this little ice cavern that I call a heart, which has been melting as I've aged. So this is going to be mostly focused on how I've felt in my body. If you don't know, I became quite the fitness fanatic back in 2019. Come 2020, I was going to become even more of a fitness fanatic, but as you all know, we don't need to mention the current situation. We're all in it. We've heard too much about it. We're tired of it, really. I know I am. And ever since the third lockdown, I want to say. How many lockdowns did we have? The most recent one was the worst. It was the longest, it was the most unpredictable. Boris wasn't letting us know when we were getting out. At the time where you get like the seasonal sadness, as they call it, like January, February is usually the time scientifically that people are most demotivated. Near the end of the year, like Christmas time going into this year, was a time that for the first time I've ever felt like bad about my body. And it wasn't like I had changed that much since I went through the whole transformation, I guess you could call it. Because I hadn't been training as much, I had just felt like I'd lost all the gains that I gained, and subconsciously I started putting on more clothes, mostly because I was cold. Like, I'm usually a person that doesn't wear much, but I found myself wearing more hoodies and just massive clothes and just covering myself up and not even looking at myself like in the mirror, just avoiding mirrors and just walking around feeling all doom and gloom and shit. And I've never really gone through that kind of feeling before, so it was really weird. I was kind of scared to put on my older clothes because I was like, I'm probably not going to fit in them anymore. I just felt a bit shit. I'd been not really keeping track of anything anymore because I was like, what's the point? So yeah, I wanted to share how when gyms opened up and everything has been slowly going back to normal, how I kind of got out of that rut, that weird feeling that I had, and got back on track. First of all, the most obvious thing that just completely changed my mental was the opening of gyms. When the first day, April 12th, I remember it like it was yesterday. When they first opened up the gyms, I was like one of the first people to go back. I was so excited, and it was also a bit scared because it's like, it's been about 4 months. I'm going to be really shit at this now. And everyone was on gym, everyone all over social media, with people like, I'm getting in, I'm gonna get my summer body, blah 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 blah, which is like good, but my aim was mostly just to get back. Gym for me is now a mental thing. I feel like I've gone from beginner to intermediate. I'm like an intermediate level person at the gym now, and I use going to work out as a mental thing. It's something that splits up my day. I go at lunchtime usually, and I didn't realise how much I needed it until I got it again, and everything else kind of just fell into place after I was able to just work out again. I felt like mentally I was already released from all the shit that lockdown did. So that was like part one of getting out of the ruttiness. Secondly, food. I can't lie, my bank statement was looking awfully Deliveroo and Uber Eatsy. There was a lot of Deliveroo and a lot of Uber Eats that happened during that lockdown because it's the easiest thing to do. You can't go out to eat. Going out to get food and come back and cook is just long. So obviously there's all these offers every day, getting new emails saying 50% off these selected restaurants. Of course I'm going to try the selected restaurants. It was just... When I started training again, because I felt like I was eating for more of a purpose rather than just eating to eat, which is another thing. I feel like eating is such a waste of time sometimes. We're going off tangent here, but I'm doing it, okay? So basically we spend like, what, an hour to cook, right? For us to, what, eat for like 10 minutes and replenish our body. I'm gonna have to do this 3 times a day. It's long. Eating is long. Eating takes up such a massive portion of human lives and it's long. I'm having an existential crisis. Anyway, my point was, these, past 6 weeks since being back in the gym, I think I'm going to make like a separate video on what I've been eating on whilst training and on rest days, because I've kind of sussed out what my body needs to maintain itself and also to retain muscle, which was what I struggled with the first time around when I first did the whole fitness transformation journey, whatever you want to call it. Food was like a big struggle for me, but now I eat much better than I used to. If you knew my diet before, it was poor. I think I talked about it in another video, I'll link it somewhere. It was poor, it was bad. But now I feel much more like I know what to eat and what works for me and what doesn't, and I know that if I want to treat myself, I will, and I will make sure that I mostly eat nutritiously, as well as indulging in things as well, because there ain't nothing wrong with that. And then finally is balance. Once it opens things up, I feel like there was a big influx of people just being like, I must go out, I must go get my wax, I must get my Hollywood, I must get my armpits waxed, I must get my nails done, I must get my hair done as quickly as possible to get ready for June 21st when everything opens. You know, not June, is it June or July? I don't know, whatever that date was, it was all over Twitter and everyone was just going nuts booking things out. And I feel like we just need to take time. Otherwise things are gonna go back. We're gonna go back into lockdown again. Then what will we do? Anyway, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. Balance is just vital to, especially when something changes so rapidly. Like, we have gone through so many different things throughout this whole time. Things have been shifting and changing all the time, and you never know what's gonna happen next. And because of that, once you have an equilibrium set, like you know what's happening at what time of the day, vaguely every day, with like little sprinkles of spontaneity in there. Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest things I had to figure out. I had to figure out exactly when I wanted to do gym. Had to figure out exactly what food I wanted to eat. I planned out my food for like the week, started doing that. Once you have your systems in place, automatically your body follows this, is just used to that system. So when you change it, it kind of just like, it just feels a bit uncomfortable. But then if you stick to the same sort of routine, that's when you start seeing changes. You'll start seeing changes because you stuck to the same thing and you know what to change if that thing is not working for a period of time. So let's say these past 6 weeks I've been training really hard, been doing a bit of cardio, and also eating moderately well, and because of that I have seen my body shift back to what it used to be, and because of that you want to just keep going. So finding that balance is really important in my opinion. So yeah, that is basically it. Really, I'm good now. I wasn't very good, I hid a lot of it. I'm good at burying things inside. It's not a good thing to do, I know that now. I'm still doing it though. I hope that you enjoyed this video, even though it was a bit rambly and I rambled and I just talked about shit and I didn't do this. This was very off head. But I hope that you enjoyed it regardless. And there will be more coming. I have a whole list of shits that I want to, this list is ridiculous. I'm looking at it now. It's just the most ridiculous list of stuff that I want to do. It's just doing it. Some of it requires quite a bit of prep. Most of it requires quite a bit of prep. It's not as easy as just turning on the camera. I have to like prepare things beforehand. Alright, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave me a thumbs up and comment down below about how you're feeling in general. Or just say hey, hi. Yeah, that's it. Alright, I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!